Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome back to Estancia Lapacho and Farming Simulator 19. Welcome to episode 8 in the series so far. And we are here on the morning of day 3. It is just gone 6 AM. We've got a whole day ahead of us, where hopefully we're going to get a few things done today. Now, for the eagle-eyed viewer out there, who has probably already spotted, between the end of the last episode and this episode, the money value in the top right corner has changed slightly. And the reason for that is, I did some contract work off of camera. In fact, I've done 6 jobs during the night. I decided not to sleep in-game, and instead did some harvesting jobs in the fields around me to make a bit of money. And I've actually, if we scroll down the list, have so far managed to make £13,402 from the extra crops that come from obviously doing the missions, over and above what these people asked for. So if I basically go ahead now and complete these, all 6 of them, we now have £410,873 in the account, which is brilliant. And one of the things I just want to quickly do is just show you as well, one of the things that was a little bit interesting about one of the jobs, because some of the sell points on this map are a bit different. So let's find another one. Harvesting. Here we are. If I was to accept this job, it wants product taken to the transport company. And that is quite an interesting thing to do. And I will now just cut to a clip which shows you why. Okay, so firstly, let me start by apologising for the fact that it's dark and it's night time. But I figured rather than sleep through the night, I would try and do some contract work off camera to make a bit of money. And there's quite a few harvest jobs, so I figured I could do those. And I didn't want to really record them because, you know, we've done harvest contracts in the last video, but this one was pretty interesting because this one basically tasked us to harvest the wheat on field 13 and take it and sell it at the transport company, which, when you go to the map, the transport company is all the way up here. And what's special about the transport company, and what makes the transport company such an interesting location, is that despite what the map suggests, there isn't actually any way to drive a tractor and trailer or any kind of vehicle up to it to sell the goods, to sell the crops. So you think to yourself, well, how am I going to get this farmer's crops to that location? And basically, you have to improvise a bit and use the silos that the map freely places around the place, and the train system, which I think is really rather good. It's a bit of a unique feature on this map. None of the other, on the actual FS19 maps, don't have any restrictions. You can get to all the sell points via road. This is the only map I know of in FS19 currently where you actually have to use the train to actually sell certain goods to certain places, because there isn't road access. And I like that. That's a bit unique, despite what I've seen on comments I've seen on YouTube videos where people just don't seem to understand the concept and think the game's broken or that Giants have messed up the map because they can't drive trucks there. it makes you use what's in the game. So I'm going to tip this here. I've got the whole field. I've already done a couple of trips to unload. This was the last one. So that's all loaded. So now all the crop is in that silo. And if I go to the map, you can see under wheat, silos other, total capacity, 67,251 litres. Right, so what we've got to do now, we've got to find a train. And we need to find out where he is on the map. Okay, he's pretty close. So basically what we do is we start the engine. He comes around this corner, past field 18, and then we kind of need to put the brakes on. Because we need to get him to stop more or less with that first carriage underneath the silo here. And then start putting the brakes on, because it does take a long time to slow the train down. And I really wish I could show you this in the daytime, but I'll probably sell some of my own crops by this method, because the transport company tends to be reasonable pricing. Wrong button. Over the low tipping point. Oh, fill in. There we go. But we fill that up with 60,000 litres of wind. And this is also a good method of transporting crops around the map and to sell points, because it can hold a lot. I think each one of these carriages can hold 100,000 litres. Close the cover. I think you could just about see that on the video. And then we're going to drive up to the transport company. And basically you'll see why you can't get vehicles to this location. Because basically you go up into the hills. You leave the map. Look, the farms are down there. There's no roads up here. I need to be braking. So, yeah, you can't drive up here. The only way to sell goods at this location is to use the train. So, start unloading. And that is how you do it. That is how you sell crops. So the transport company on this map, you have to use the train. And you can sell, there's a open wagon for like wood chips and stuff. There's a log trailer. There's a liquids trailer selling milk and stuff. Look, this is a bridge. You definitely can't drive up there. So there's a liquid trailer and there's also a flatbed trailer. So not only is the train useful for getting stuff around the map, it's also a good way of bringing stuff to the transport company to sell it. And as I say, it's the only way to do it. And now we can go back to our lovely case. We can drive back to the farm. Because we have now, I believe, done that contract. So I will probably carry on and do some more contracts until the morning, till daytime, and then I'll bring you guys back. And we'll hopefully be able to start doing some work on our own farm. So I'll see you all very soon. Okay, welcome back. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hopefully I will be showing that myself at some point as I come to sell some of my own crops. Because we do have a little bit in the to start the game with. The game gives you a little bit, and obviously we got wheat from our first harvest. So right now, the transport company is offering the most for wheat. So if I was to sell my 33,000 litres of wheat at this exact second, the transport company would be the best bet for me, which means I would have to take it to a silo, to load it on the train, to take it up the hill, to sell it. And as these prices fluctuate and change and stuff like that, we'll keep our eyes on them, make sure we are selling to the best place all the time. But anyway, that's enough of the jibber jabber, the chitty chat. We are back here, and today I am hoping to, well, first things first, we have 466,000 in the bank, don't we? I want to buy some land. I want to buy that field to start with. Field 14, the little field just next to the entrance to our own field. That leaves me with 221,000. Could buy field 3 as well, but that's got potatoes growing on it at the moment, so I don't really want that. Field 4 and 5 would be good additions to my thing. That's a big area of land with nothing on it but trees. How about over here? Field 11, 10, right up the top, 12, 15. We've harvested that. So realistically, those are the only two I could buy. And I can't afford both at this point in time. Right, that's going to be a bit interesting then. So let's have a quick look again. Soil composition doesn't need liming, but mine will do. Our fields are almost ready to harvest, but I don't want to harvest just this second if I can help it. That's a seeder cum cultivator, isn't it? I don't have, if I remember right, I sold my standalone cultivator in favour of the 2-in-1 jobby. Yes. Okay. Right. So that means... oh, I wanted to cultivate the field quickly whilst I was waiting for the crops just to harvest slightly more. But we won't worry too much about that. Now what I want is that one. And you may be thinking to yourself, why do you want to plant grass? Why buy a field just to plant grass on it? Because I want a ready supply of grass, really? Because obviously I want to get into animals at some point. So we're going to need things like hay and grass and silage. So yeah, there we go. We're on. We're rocking. But I'm going to plant a field just grass. That's the only thing that's going to grow on this field. And once I've done it, once I've sowed it, I do not need to do it again. I'll never need to plough it, cultivate it, fertilise it, what have you. I need to get a bit more over. I think if I'm doing this job myself, I'm going to need to visually look at something as a reference. Otherwise I'm going to end up driving, leaving gaps. But yes, a whole field dedicated to nothing but grass, and then I can mow the grass whenever I want. I can collect it up as grass, or I can sell it, bale it, and I can turn it into hay. Can't I? You know? There really isn't no limits. On the level, drop it down. Let's try and pick a line and stick to it. Now there's just that tiny little white spot on the very tip of the bonnet I can use as a bit of a reference point. But failing that, I could always hire a worker just to make sure this field gets sowed properly. Which is what I tried to do there when I actually meant to lift that up. Told you I was bad at this game. Right, here's what I'm going to do then. Lower you down. Lower you down, I said. Hire a worker. Pretty awesome. I don't know why, but I kind of prefer that view. Then I can't get up close and personal because the hood gets in the way. So he's going to go and do the field now. It's going to be awesome. Spend all my money. That's probably a good angle. Can't see the driver. See the fence. Excuse me. And he will just do the whole field now. He will sow this field for me with my newfound grass, which is awesome. So while he's doing that, let's go back to our field map view quickly. What are we growing? We are growing canola and soybeans. So canola is worth £2,000 at the moment at the bakery, and soybeans is worth £2,585 now at the bakery. Right, so we're going to want the combine harvester. Because we need to go and get our crops. Header on. So we'll start with field 1. Makes sense, doesn't it? And then unfold the harvester. Hey, well, this is an absolute joy piece of equipment. To do all them fields off camera, those 6 harvest jobs with it, fantastic. The only problem is I need a bigger trailer for my transporting, because the trailer isn't big enough to hold the entire tank of this machine, let alone an entire field's worth of crops. So you have to make a lot of journeys to the sell point, which can be a bit obviously inefficient, I would think, because you're putting extra wear on the tractor and trailer. You're also using a lot of fuel on those runs. So I'm thinking to myself that one of the things I probably need to do fairly quickly is get myself a bigger trailer. I know some people will say, oh, that's not really an important purchase. Being able to transport more quantities of crops is. Not for me, because obviously these 2 fields are pretty small. I would imagine when I harvest this, it won't be a full trailer load, I shouldn't imagine. Magic number is 21,000 in that bottom right corner. If we harvest more than 21,000 crop, we can't carry it all in one go. So we need to check that. Now, again, I didn't do the straw swathing because I don't have a baler at the moment or a collection wagon. I suppose, given the fact that I do plan to get into the animal growing and harvesting and stuff, we could do with maybe getting a forage wagon that can collect straw, and then I can store it, get myself a hayloft somewhere on the map. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get 21,000 litres off of this field somehow. Could be wrong. But I need to work out which is my best field. Because whichever is my biggest field, that's the one I need to plant the, obviously, the most expensive crop on. To maximise growth to harvest. I keep forgetting my words sometimes. It's probably really annoying for people watching the video, innit, when I start a sentence and then don't finish it for several seconds, as my brain just goes, words, they're hard. Don't drive the combine harvester into your swimming pool. You know, we're not that rock star. We're not that rock and roll. Right, LPG has finished his task, so that means that field is sowed, which is good. Now, what I have to remember as well is this field needs lime. We're going to need some lime on this field before we cultivate and seed it. So, been thinking about it. And I will most definitely probably gonna lease a tractor, only a small tractor, mind you, lease a small tractor and a another one of them Bradle 165 jobbies from Stevie, and chuck a couple of bags of lime in it, and then do the field. I might even do field 2 same time. It would make a lot of sense to do both fields while I've got the equipment, and then we know both of them are done then, and then we can plant our next crop. Right, 15,000 litres of canola. Park him here for a second. We need to go get our case. Lovely Case Pro 7210. Lovely starting tractor this. And we need the tippy truck, which I know is on the grain silo because I remembered where I leave it this time. And also for the fact I've been using it all night in game, because I kind of feel like my farmer's an insomniac, a bit like me. But we'll get on there first time. One day I'll reverse up to this perfectly. First time of asking, and I'll pick that up and it will be seamless. So we've got the little tippy truck, which can hold, what did we say, 15,000 litres of canola? How many litres have we got in storage? I don't know. I will have to go find out. That should be in range. There we go, filling up with the canola. Very quiet. The engine is on. Right, we are at full. There we go. So, if I go through there, I'll end up in my on my nice patio. Oh, there's the train. Just missed it. Go and have a look then. How much we got in our silo, do you reckon? Is it enough to get a full 21,000 litres out of this? We'll see. What we're going to do is we're going to drive over this. Hopefully fill the rest of the wagon up. Got 11,045 in there, which is handy because I only need 6,000. And where's the best place to sell it? The bakery. So we're going to have a quick drive to the bakery then. We'll go over this, but we're not going to unload. Or overload, should I say. Go to the bakery. Then the next thing we have to harvest is going to be the I remember to put my beacons on as well when I'm on the road, just for realism. I'm using my beacons, especially as I plan to overtake these cars. Look at you! Look at you in your little estate car. You're a bit slow. I've got mud all up my windows, look. Maybe an idea as well today to buy and invest in a pressure washer, so I can start cleaning my equipment when they get a bit filthy and a bit mucky. There's the train. Wow, he's got around the map really fast. There is only the one of them on the map, so yeah. He travelled very fast. I suppose if he's not on stopping and unloading anything, he could do, because he does what, like 49 miles an hour? As long as he's not slowing down and speeding up, he's just at that constant speed, he could do the circuit of the map very quickly. A bit like me, I can do the circuit of the map very quickly now. I pretty much know my way around. We're going to go to the bakery, unload this, go back to the farm, harvest the soybeans, get 21,000 litres of soybeans hopefully, and make a bit more money. And then got to spread the lime. Rent a tractor and a sprayer. Then we can do the liming. Quick check again. This is still the place. Yep. I didn't want it being cheap on me. I want the wheels that way, so my wagon that way. It's just okay, just keep tickling it, just keep tickling it, and then eventually get up here nice and straight. Look, there we go. See, I'm getting better. I'm getting better at the reversing. And sure, when I get a bigger trailer, I'll have to start learning all over again. £43,324 from that one shipment of canola. Oh boy, we're making money. We are making the money. We are making the monies. That's a good profitable harvest, that is. 43,000 for that little field. Wow. Well, I know I had some extra in the silo, so we've kind of boosted that up a bit, but still. That's good. That's good value. Isn't it? And the soybeans hopefully cost more. When I harvest those in a second or two, we'll hopefully make more money from that. Don't crash into the barriers. Don't worry, Mr. Shop, I will be back for you in a few moments. Get my sprayer and get some lime so I can do the 2 fields, and then we can cultivate again. Get the guy doing some work. Meanwhile, I could hopefully go and get some normal fertilizer to put on top of the grass. Yeah, I could do that as well to make sure, you know, our grass field gets properly harvested, fertilized, so, you know, we get the proper yield of grass on it growing each and every time. We're going in here. And we're not going to park on the silo. Because we know we need to be down here somewhere. Between field 3 and field 2. Ready for our combine to call us when it gets full. So I'm actually going to park and leave him there. The right way. On to field 2. Not going to take us long, is it, to do our morning jobs? It's not even going to be 9 o'clock, and we'll have done. It's going to be like, This is why I need to get more fields on the go. Some more fields. So I've got multiple crops to deal with. Multiple harvesting, multiple seeding, sowing, multiple cultivating, multiple fertilising. Give myself plenty of tasks to keep me busy. On camera, whilst we're doing the series, and then leave the contract work for me to do at night time when it's dark, and it makes for lousy videos when it's dark in game because the lights are pretty poo. As you probably noticed on that clip I showed you when I was taking the crop to the transport company, the vehicle lights don't exactly illuminate the world, do they? Getting soybeans. Pretty good going, you have to admit, that's pretty good. This field's bigger than field 1 by quite a bit. But being able to get canola on, again, we'll have a check the map screen, see what is the best crop when it comes time to sow. Although that's probably, you're reacting, you're going off what the prices are, and obviously the prices can change, prices can go down. Could plant a crop and then its price absolutely bombs whilst you're waiting for it to grow and harvest. So I don't know whether you should be like planning for the future, like planting crops with the anticipation that they're going to be good value down the later on. I mean, I suppose there's no hardship in the fact that if you do plant a crop and then its price does take a massive nosedive whilst you're waiting for it to grow and harvest, there's no hardship in storing it until the price comes up again. There's always that option. We have got the silo for that very reason. We could save ourselves a bit of, you know, we don't have to sell stuff when it's... Why have I not harvested that? isn't it? The field's grown, hasn't it? That's weird. Never seen that before. Gone to harvest a crop and it's just gone. Nope. How bizarre. The only thing I can assume is that's not ready for harvesting. Great demand at the spinnery. There's great demand at the spinnery for something. Wool or cotton, neither of which I have, so it's not really a great demand that means anything to me. Okay, we got to the edge of that field, alright. Right, I'm going to put a header on this now, I've decided, because it's getting a bit tight and I do not want to fall down that slope. Turning around with the harvester. As I think I've mentioned in the earlier videos, one of the first things I want to do is get the roller thing and just take a bit off the end of the field. But I do not want to do it while this is my own. These are my only fields because of well, then I'll be hindering myself. I'll be reducing my crop growing potential. Won't I? Yeah, that was a bit weird at the top of the field to encounter those crops that wouldn't harvest. They are soybeans, definitely. I've had it in FS17 where I've somehow managed to plant a strip of a different crop in the middle of a field that's sown with something completely different. I've done that before, but I didn't think that was possible on Farming Sim 19 anymore, because you have to stop the sower, turn the sower off before you can change seed. And I kind of would notice if I did that. Now, I'm not saying that the worker might have messed up, because I remember I did hire a worker, didn't I, to finish off the sowing of these fields, because I wanted to do the fertilising. So there's a good possibility maybe that the worker messed up along here. And that harvest now. Okay, that's just bizarre. That's just bizarre. Up a little bit, put the header down, let it get up to speed. Forward! I reckon we'll be closer to the 21,000 litres off this field than we were with the canola. And if that's the case, and I have an excess of the soybeans, what I will probably do is put the excess in the silo. We'll literally just sell one trailer full of harvested materials from each field. And then, that way we do build up a little bit of a surplus for the future. Because again, soybeans I think you need if you are farming piggies. I think it's piggies. Need soybeans. Grass, sheep just need grass, I think. I think that's all they eat is grass. Cows are a bit of an issue because they require hay, silage, grass and total mixed ration, as well as they need straw for bedding, they need water. So cows are a bit harder to keep. Chickens are nice and simple. They only require a bit of wheat or barley. But what I'm thinking, and this is probably a good thing as well, I'm tempted to take the case to the shop to see if I can put onto it the front loader attachment. That way I can get a bucket on the front, which I can then use for the cleanliness of the chickens. Keep their pen clean, so that the case becomes a bit more useful and functional rather than just existing solely to drag that trailer around, which seems a bit of a waste for it really. Could have it doing a few loading and unloading assignments. It can feed the animals then with the front loader attachment. Then it becomes a bit more useful. That's a plan that I have just planned. Right, we're up to 19,000. So we will have excess croppage. Because there's definitely another 2-3 rows of this field. Don't drive into the crop, matey, and destroy it. I think we get to the bottom and then we unload. Because we've got more than enough to fill the trailer anyway. And then obviously the harvester can take the rest of the crop and put in the silo for us, whilst we're delivering to the I'm gonna say bakery again, because I think they were the ones that wanted the soybeans for the high price. Wipe out. Drive our tractor. There we go. Waiting for that to fill up, or was? Dials look on the back of the cab. Dials up here, look. Aircon, temperature. All the good stuff. This is a good tractor. It's a good tractor they give you to start with. 21,000 litres. Boom. Cover on. Park off the field just temporarily. We still have 1,627. Oh. That's why I wanted to put the header on the field, to stop me falling down that slope, and then I reversed down it anyway. We'll bring the pipe in. We don't need that out for the moment. we'll have a bit of extra crop to put into the silo, some extra soybeans. Then I'll have a check, see what's in the silo, see whether there's anything actually worth selling. Get us a little bit more money. Obviously I bought that field, which will have grass on it, but at the moment I don't have a mower. Or a baler, or any way to capitalise on that grass. Maybe I've jumped the gun a bit on that one. Perhaps I should have just stuck to growing crops for the time being, until I'm a little bit more financially solvent and I've invested in some machinery. That's a good point, really. Oh, look what you've done. You've missed the field, man. You've missed the field. It's appalling driving. Might be too much to do this in one pass. There is. So I'll have to go up and come back down again. At least this guarantees I get every inch of the field. I think I'll have about nearly, probably nearly 8,000 litres by the time we're finished, which will be nice in the store, in the silo. Matey wanted me to harvest that field with cotton. I tell you what, that might not be a bad plan, actually. Now there's great demand at the spinnery. Any additional cotton above and beyond what the person wants for the contract would be mine. So I would benefit from the inflated prices. If there is an inflated price. In Farming Simulator 19, just because there is a great demand doesn't necessarily mean as I was saying before the dogs were so rudely barking there, because there's a great demand doesn't necessarily mean the prices go silly in FS19. Sometimes, let's have a quick look. Spinnery wants wool, so it just means there's a great demand for wool. The price isn't necessarily what can happen in FS19 is that the price doesn't necessarily go up and it suddenly become like that's the place you have to sell your crop at because they're going to give you ridiculous money for it. No, all it means sometimes in FS19 is that you can make more deliveries to that destination before the price will start to fall. Because again, generally as you deliver stuff to places, they no longer have a demand for it, so they no longer want to pay great deals of money for it. And I can tip him there, just about. Oh, that was close. That was close. And how much soybeans are we going to get out of this? Soybeans. We've got 17,000 litres. They are worth quite a bit at the harbour. I think I will make both journeys. I think I will sell them both. I'll sell all my soybeans. To the guy in the Bay Harbour. So, let's go to the harbour. Sell our first lot, and then we can come back and sell the next lot. Sell another 17,000 litres. That'd be what, 38,000 litres in total? Should get a decent bit of money for that, I would have thought. Then we've got to do the lime spreading. Must remember to do the lime. Now, one thing I have noticed on this map whilst we've been playing is that the cars only travel in one direction. They only are in that lane going clockwise around the map. I'm the only vehicle that travels around the map anti-clockwise when it suits me. There's my cedar, by the way. He's finished over there, hunting all my grass. He's a good boy. He was a good worker. I had to let him go though, because I ran out of work for him. Gonna go to the Bay Harbour, tip the soybeans, come back, get another trailer load of soybeans, tip those, and we'll be absolutely quits in. We'll probably be, I would say, based on the canola situation, we're probably going to be, well, we'll be over 300,000 in cash again, easily. Easily. Over 300,000 in cash. Again, ticking along nicely, making a nice bit of money. As I say, the ultimate goal is to get to 10 million. That way we'll unlock the Steam achievement for having 10 million on a farm, which is, I think, is the biggest achievement, besides like reproducing 100 animals in each of the categories. 100 pigs, 100 cows, 100 sheep, 100 chickens. Those are the achievements I don't have. I've pretty much got all the other achievements at this point. Cultivating 100 hectares of land is something I don't have. Not got that one. Wow. We made almost 60,000 near as out of that trailer load. I'm going to overtake you, mate. I'm going to overtake you. I'm coming by. Me. Now, what we've got to hope for is in the time it takes me to get back to the farm to grab the second trailer load of soybeans, the price doesn't drop. It most likely will though, because having delivered 21,000, the harbour's probably like, we've got enough now, thanks. We don't really need as much, so we're not as, you know, keen to pay for stuff we've got plenty of. In which case I'll have to sell it to one of the other locations. Lights aren't flashing. No train coming. Excellent. Excellent. I'll overtake you as well. Me. petrol station, diesel station on the right hand side. Doing alright for fuel at the minute. Not having to spend a lot on fuel. It is on default usage. So I will have to fill the vehicles up at some point. But we've not actually done that much work really when you think about it, because it is only like day 3. Which is a lot. You know, the fact we've got will be episode 8. You know, we're only 3 days into the game. Because of the time scale factor, times 5 we're running out now, which makes the days go a little bit quicker. Does make things a little bit more chaotic. But like I say, so far mostly all I've been doing is like harvest jobs. Probably puts more wear and tear on the combine than it does the tractor and trailer, especially as I had that episode where I right, let's have a look at the prices again. Still good at the harbour. So we're going to take all 17,000 litres again. And then when I leave the harbour, and drive to the shop where I can quickly lease a wagon, a tractor and fertiliser spreader so I can lime those 2 fields. Very important to line those fields, otherwise we will suffer a decrease on our next yield. We'll get less off the field. We can't afford to lose yield, so they're important to make sure we weed, fertilise, lime. That reminds me, I haven't got a sprayer. Okay, so I'm fairly conscious that this episode has gone very long and I haven't been able to do or find a suitable spot to do some time-lapsey stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue this episode at the beginning of the next episode in the series. So for now, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope you'll consider leaving me a like if you have. Please leave any comments, feedback, questions, suggestions in the section down below. And if you've not done so already, please smash that subscribe button.